Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Walter's Rear Window. On today's episode, Maya and I are going to go over our experience at Wasabi Con 2024 in Portland.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Walter's Rear Window. We are recapping Wasabi Con today. Claire and I went to Wasabi Con on July 28th.
Yep.
And so that was the Sunday. I think it was a 3-day conference, so it started on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We went the last day. And yeah, it was my first anime con, so it was really interesting, a lot of fun. What did you think, Claire?
Yeah, it was really fun. It's definitely one of the smaller ones I've ever been to, but I think for Maya's sake, it was probably a good idea that it was small.
Oh, yeah. I'm not like a crowds person. I get really overwhelmed if there are too many people around. So it was kind of perfect to go on Sunday, honestly, because like it seemed like there were busy points and there were busy areas, but like you could always find a place to kind of break away and just like breathe for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, like how did it compare? How many other cons have you been to, and like what was the best one in your opinion?
Okay, I can't really attest to this because I've only been to 3 other ones and they were all Anime Boston, so
okay, so it was like all the same con. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean that must have been huge compared to the Portland one, right? Like it must have been crazy.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I mean we saw some cool costumes too. Like it was held at the Hilton downtown in Portland, and we opted to Uber there because the parking was $55 and valet only, which is kind of crazy. So I was like, no, we can't do that. So we Ubered.
Yeah.
And when we got there, it was, first of all, the Hilton downtown is like way nicer than I was expecting it to be. I was kind of, I wasn't expecting to be A, as big as it was, and B, like, just like very kind of fancy.
Yeah, it was really fancy.
Yeah, like they kind of had it like decked out. And there were 3 levels to the conference or the convention.
Yeah.
There was the main level where you entered in, and they had basically like a bunch of vendors, which was a lot of fun to go look at everything. And then the top level had a bunch of it had like a dance room, it had like a maid cafe, and it had, what was the last, all of the panel rooms,
and like an auditorium for like the voice actors when they come on to like kind of give a Q&A session.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the bottom level was actually, it was a parking garage that they had just like walled off and set up all of the
artist alley. Do you want to start at like go top down? Like,
yeah,
do you want to talk about
idea.
like the panel and stuff like that? So we went to one Q&A session for My Hero Academia, and it was fun. We saw a giant Pikachu, which I was like very happy to see.
Yes.
The voice actors, they were so funny.
Yeah, they were very charismatic, and like it was a kind of, I mean, like there weren't many people in the panel, so it was like very conversational, which I really like. Like I like hearing people in their actual, like as them actual selves, and like a lot of people at first weren't really answering or like asking any questions, so they were kind of just like talking. And that to me was like more interesting than when people started asking questions, because like it felt less authentic to me when like people start asking you things. But it was really interesting to hear them all like kind of interact and just talk about their experience in a kind of an organic way. It was almost like a podcast.
Yeah, we also went to a wig panel, which was like packed.
Yeah, they needed a bigger room for that, because I wanted to say what I was hoping, I wanted to go see, there was like a wig styling 101 class, and I was like, oh my gosh, so fun, because I love wigs, and so that's something that totally interested me. But when we got there, it was like totally packed. A, it was in a really small room, and B, it was filled to the brim, like you couldn't really move around or anything. And she was more describing how you would style a wig than styling a wig. So I was just like, maybe I'll just like follow you on Instagram and like watch you do that there. I'll get the tips from there.
Yeah. Yeah. And the main like, I guess like auditorium area was where the cosplay dance contests were. And Maya and I catch a little bit of the K-pop dance contest. And it was very fun. Like,
Oh my gosh, it was a totally good time. That was the best costumes for sure. Like,
yeah, definitely.
The best cosplaying.
All the best cosplayers were there.
Yeah, because like we were looking around at first when we first got there, we were like, oh, not that many people are dressed up. Like, I'm kind of surprised. Like, we saw a couple really good ones, but it was not nearly as
they were all
intense as I expected.
Compacted in that dance hall.
Yes, everyone was K-pop dancing.
Yeah, it was really fun. And so moving on, so that was the top level, and then the second level is where we have the check-in process and also where all the vendors were.
Yeah.
So vendors are different from the artist alley in that the vendors are, I guess, allowed to sell licensed goods.
Yeah, I guess they have some kind of license to sell like character license things.
Mm-hmm. Like, and they were selling, there were like some official stores selling, or like, I don't know how that works, because we were going to get to the artist alley later, and I felt like there were some lines that were blurred.
Definitely, because like when I was looking at the application for the artist alley, like they were so serious. Like, you can't have any depiction of characters or anything like that. And so like I was sitting there and I was like, oh, that would have been so much fun, because I had like a lot of fun ideas for it. But then we got there and like almost every single stall had like a licensed character.
Yeah, like some
something.
kind of like something.
Yeah,
so,
like a Pikachu or like, you know, something.
But my understanding is the vendors were like the official, like they were selling official licensed products. So
okay, so they're like doing it like the legit way, and then the artists are, it's unofficial.
Or like they're selling goods that are like from the companies that make those licensed products, rather than like selling goods that they made themselves.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah, no, that would make sense. Like, there were definitely a couple of like items that like were kind of like homemade-y, but no, that was like definitely where you were gonna get like, they had like the body pillow cases and like a bunch of different like
plushies, like actual plushies that has like the logos you can tell are from like the official Sans logo and stuff like that. Yeah. So Brian and I, we like did like a loop-de-loop around the vendor work, and then went down to the artist alley, and then went back up to the vendor work and do like vices. Yeah,
that's how you have to. In my head, you have to do it. I have to scope everything out so I know what's worth getting. You know, like I want to get a sense for it all before I start buying stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So you start. What did you get?
Let's see. So on the actual floor, on the vendor floor, I got we were big fans. They had a couple of different really cool things. The one that I liked the most was the neon signs. They had these like big neon signs of like different anime things, and I loved it. I thought it was, it was like a moth to a light. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And I saw it, and they had Majora's Mask from Zelda. And I was sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, Wyatt loves Zelda. Like, this is going to be perfect. I love making masks, so it's like kind of a perfect crossover for us. Like, I've got masks all over my wall anyways. So I bought the Majora's Mask LED little sign, and I have it on my wall now. It's so cute. And then, okay, yes. And that's what I bought from the vendor floor. I don't think I got anything else.
And I got the curvy neon sign from also that same vendor. They also had like a wind chime, what do you call it?
Like the light catchers.
So I really wanted a cinnamon roll one, and we saw it on our first loop-de-loop, but on our second loop-de-loop, it was gone. So.
That's the downfall of the loop-de-loop. That's the one warning. You can scope everything out, but you might miss what you want. Yeah, no, it was so cute. I was really sad.
So I was looking around, I was like, where is it? And I was like, I guess somebody got it. But it was really cute. And like they had like I don't know, they also had like a bunch of like really cute plushies and like hairpins and hair accessories. Maya and I were like, she was like taking pictures of like things that she's gonna recreate.
Yes, I was gaining inspiration for next year because like when I applied, I was like, oh, like I don't know if like what I'm making people will buy, all this stuff. And then I got there and I was like, no, everybody else is making all this stuff too. Wait a minute. So I started taking pictures of the things that I was like, oh, I could do something like this. I could do something like that. They're really cute though. There's a lot of little knickknacks that I liked in the artist alley.
Yeah. Yeah, so after we scooped out the vendorware, we went down to the artist alley. And okay, this is where we're gonna go in on it. I was just gonna say, there was like an arcade section in the artist alley. This is where we're gonna park Wyatt next year.
He would have so much fun in that area. Like, and it looked so much fun to me. I was just like watching people play the games. It was mesmerizing. I don't like. It's like, have you been to a casino before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like it was like that.
Yeah, it's like watching other people game for some reason is so fun. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. So we saw a bunch of people in costume gaming in the parking garage with Artist Alley, which like I can't get over. Like walking down the parking garage ramp really made me laugh.
And there were like, I think like 86 stalls or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was big. Like it was like at least three rows of stalls. And yeah, they had like a variety of different things. A lot of prints, which I like. I mean, I like prints.
Yeah.
And then what else? Like, what did I see a lot of? Stickers, a lot of stickers.
Yeah, a lot of keychains, that kind of stuff.
Keychains, yeah, little knickknacks, like all the stuff that I'm making. So I'm like, all right, next year I'm gonna do it. It's time. Yeah, but I liked it. Like there were a lot of really cool things. Who is your favorite? I guess like we both bought prints from the same person. Yeah, so funny. Like Claire and I have very similar.
Yeah, I got a really cute otter print. And Maya, I think we got them from different vendors, but
yes, they're from different vendors, but we both like that's right, yeah.
And I got Maya a Pokemon keychain.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It matches my orange purse. I just hooked it onto the side of my orange purse, and now it's like every time I wear it, I'm like, oh, this is so cute. It was my favorite Pokemon, Torchic.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a not random, just like less popular one. So I was like really happy they had it, but it was so cute. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and so we gotta get into it. So it was like, I don't really know what the rules are, but almost every vendor we went to had like either art from like an official anime or like an official. Like we saw people selling like Rilakkuma. What is it?
Oh yeah, I bought that. I bought the outlet cover.
I bought covers.
And it was like basically like a resin outlet cover with like Rilakkuma stickers inside. And so I was like, I don't know, like that's definitely walking a line on like licensed characters, but I thought it was really cute, so I bought it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it did not fit my
It doesn't fit. I'm like, it's like when you know how the outlets have either two screws at the top and the bottom or just one screw in the middle. This is built for the one screw in the middle, but all of my outlets have the top and bottom screws. So I can't use it in this apartment, but I'll save it eventually.
Yeah. So a lot of the vendors we saw had like that kind of things where it's like maybe like half of it is like their own original characters and whatnot, but the other half is like their artwork inspired from these licensed like TV shows and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, it was very interesting because I thought kind of like you that like when we went down to the artist alley, like it wasn't gonna be any like licensed products. It was just gonna be like people's drawings and whatnot.
Right. Yeah.
Or like people's stickers. And we did see a lot of that, but also like I would say maybe like half of it was like somewhat licensed.
Yeah.
You know?
No, totally. Because like I think like I would say probably every stall had at least one thing that was like not an original character.
No.
And it was cool, but yeah, I just didn't understand that was like that you could get away with that, I guess.
The point is, Maya's gonna start making Zelda masks, and we're gonna
so get excited. We're gonna sell. Yeah. So my point being, you can come and buy from me next year.
You can buy Zelda mask from Maya next year. Yeah, but I don't know. I enjoy the artist alley a lot more than the vendor work, just because I think it's a lot more interesting. I don't know.
Totally.
What do you think?
I think so too. Like I like the vendor stuff because like they have like all of the snacks and like things that I wouldn't like think of really. Like they had like a lot of fun little things that I would buy at the mall. But I like the artists because they're all so unique and they all have their own style. So it's not like no booth is the same. And if you don't like someone's style, then like the next booth over, like you probably will like because they've all got like different things. And like it's all local artists, like which you have to like love. Like I mean, all of them are so friendly. Everybody there was so nice. Yeah, like I think I agree. Like I thought the stuff that the artists were selling was much more original and fun. But it was fun to see all of the stuff that the vendors had anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. They had like a lot of like Pokemon. Like that was one of like the trends.
I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that. That and Stardew Valley. I saw a lot of Stardew Valley too.
And Genshin Impact, which is a video game, also like a lot of it. There was this one girl, all she drew was stuff from Genshin, and she had like the most beautiful art style. And I was like looking through like her prints, like her category, to see if she had one of Dazai. Nah, there was Chuya, but there was no Dazai. So.
She's like, I'm focused on my thing.
But I got her Instagram page, and I think I did see a Dazai on there, but she just did not have it at the stall, which is sad because I don't play that video game anymore. But I don't know. I wish there was more anime. I guess, well, or at least animes that I was into.
Yeah. Well, we can cover we'll both vend together as artists, and you can come with some of your prints so that you can fill that need, because obviously it's a hole.
Yeah, there was like, it's weird. I didn't even see that much Naruto, or One Piece, which I thought was going to be like a lot. You know?
Yeah, like, because I don't watch anime religiously, but I recognize a lot of different characters, and I didn't recognize a lot of these characters.
No, yeah. Every other stall was from Genshin Impact. Like,
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's wild, I guess.
Yeah, no, but like I don't know, I was surprised. Like I did recognize more than I thought I would, but there were a lot of things that I didn't recognize that I was like, oh, this is new. I didn't know what this is a reference to, but now I do.
Well, yeah, we did see some like Zelda goods, which I thought was really fun.
Yeah,
but not a lot of like from like very like from like One Piece or like Naruto, that kind of like very like well known,
hyper identifiable.
Yeah. Which I guess maybe like, but we did see a lot of those on the vendor floor.
That's true. So I guess maybe like the artists are more like specific. Like they're just doing what they like. They all like gaming.
Yeah. And I did see a lot of like cinnamon roll stuff, which made me really happy.
So cute.
But also I was like, well, that's a licensed product if anything.
Yeah, exactly. So all right, so yeah, we're gonna have some cool goods next year is what we're saying. We've identified the holes. We have appreciated the wonderful things at the con, but we've also identified the holes, and we're ready. We're ready for next year.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was like it was a fun experience, and but just think about the food there.
It was a hotel food.
Yeah,
like they had a special
food.
menu for Wasabi Con, so like it was just, and like basically there's only one restaurant in the hotel, and they're not like doing any food for the convention. So we at one point went and stopped, and like basically we got like chicken tenders and like onion rings. And it was not great. It was not great, but it was food. Like I was just so hungry, I think, from walking around, that I was like, I just need to consume something, you know.
Yeah.
But no, would I rate that as like my top restaurant? Absolutely not.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, I don't know, it's interesting. There is a bigger convention coming up in Portland. I don't know if we are going to go to that. I might just do a solo trip. Hold on. I think it's called Kuromi Con or something like that.
Oh, cool.
It's in November. It's in November 8th to 10th. Yeah, so that might just be a solo trip for me.
Yeah.
And
but I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
You can scope it out, and you got to take pictures of all the cool stuff.
But yeah, but that one is a bigger one. So I might go and just scope it out and see.
Report back, let us know what our competition is.
Also, there was also a maid cafe. So we missed out on this because it was like sold out on the first day. Like we couldn't get tickets.
Yeah.
But I like took a peek then, and I don't know. That might be something we try next year or something like that.
Yeah, totally.
You
Why
know?
not?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Get Wyatt to man our booth. We go
and then we'll just go escape for an hour.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So overall, lasting impressions. What do you think?
I had a lot of fun. I had a really good time. It was a lot more of a shopping experience than I expected, which I liked. Like, I really like that. Like, it felt like a farmer's market of like niche goods, which I thought was a ton of fun. Like, totally up my alley.
Yeah.
So I had a really good time.
Yeah, same. It was really fun. I don't know. It's definitely the smallest convention so far I've been to, but I think it was like really nice and cozy, and like you get to like, I don't know, I talked to the artists a lot more during this time. I remember at Anime Boston, like all 3 years, it was just like 10 seconds at one booth, 10 seconds to the next.
Oh god, I can only, because you're trying to see everything.
Yeah, no, and like it was like so crowded. Everybody was just like trying to like push you, and
that's
especially
crazy.
to some of the events, especially at some of the events. Like I remember the one time I went there, Lisa, who is a really famous Japanese pop idol, she was performing, and we got tickets there, and it was so funny. So we went, and then we couldn't like push through to like the front seat, so we were at the very, very back, and we could barely see anything. And one of my friends just grabbed my arm and was like, let's just go, let's just try and squeeze our way out there.
Well, it's crazy. Like, that sounds crazy. That's like, I'm really glad that wasn't my experience, because like I would have been like freaked out by that. Like, I was concerned that it was going to be like that, because like when I'm in crowds, I get very overwhelmed, and I'm like, I can't do it for long. Like, I have a max out time of like 3 hours, and then I have to go home and recharge. But yeah, like I liked this experience. I'm glad it wasn't like that. That sounds crazy.
Yeah,
but I bet they get like really cool stuff too, though.
Yeah, that is true. Like you get to see like a lot more variety and stuff. But then again, like it's just like a lot of pushing and like the bigger conventions. So I do prefer this one a little bit more, because I get to actually like stand there and actually talk to the artists and talk to the vendors, and like kind of get like a more human connection, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really liked it. I thought everyone was super nice. I had a really good time, and I'm pumped to destroy the Artist Alley next year.
Yeah, Maya has some ideas now.
I'm ready. I went with my little notepad. And that was our recap of Wasabi Con. We cannot wait to see you next year. If you were there, let us know what were your favorite parts, what did you like, what didn't you like, and is there a con we should go to in the future? Bye.